Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Tim. We're here at Surviving Maine on a 20-acre farm. So anyway, we've got this 232 Jeep engine. And I noticed the other night that it was kind of stumbling a little bit. And I've got the lobe up all the way. And I don't know if you can see this with this camera because this damn light washes stuff. But I've got almost no clearance. So my points are shut up. So I'm going to set them. I was going to go for 17 thousandths, but I don't have a 17 feeler gauge in this pack. I got a 16. That'll be close enough. But before I do it, I'm going to take them off and clean them up. I'll show you what they look like when I get them off. So as you can see, they're not real bad, but they've definitely got some wear on them. I'm going to see if I can shine them up, make them like new again. So anyway, not really sure who sells these, but I don't like them as well as the other ones that were in here. This one here, you know, it's just a single layer. Screws right in beautiful. I'm actually going to save this. The other one I had a hell of a time getting it in because it's got the type that you got to crimp. But I put them in, got them set at 16 thousandths. And I'll show you over here why I didn't clean these up. I thought they weren't going to be too bad, but I actually cut them in two. Now, I don't think it'll really focus good, but anyway, yeah, take my word for it, they're junk. So I'm going to start this thing up, put a timing gun on it. We'll see what we got. Well, we just took the old girl out. I went about 4 miles with it, so it's plenty warm. We're going to unhook the vacuum advance down there. Hopefully you guys won't fall off with the engine running. Got a good old spike. Try to keep her running. Hook up the timing light real quick. We'll see where we're at. Go over the number 1 cylinder. The book says 5 degrees, but I like around 10. So, and that's running about 6. So I should run it a little more advanced. 1/2-inch wrench is all we need. Might have gone a little too loose there. I saw it move on its own. There we go. Just snug it up a little. Now I can see from right over here. Yeah, that went back. But anyway, all you got to do is grab this vacuum advance, very carefully move it one way or the other. I almost think it might go back towards the wall there, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's right at about 9 right there. I don't dare to get you too close to the fans down there. But that's 9 degrees. That should be just about where we want it. And then when we hook the advance up, it'll go up to 20 some. There. Get that out of the way. And for those of you who aren't familiar with old school stuff, I know everything nowadays, but you watch this vacuum pot here pull. That's how you tell if they're any good. Yeah, now she sounds pretty good. Oh, I took the puck off, didn't I? Hold on. Hook that back up. Yeah, you can see the mark. It's probably 20 degrees idling. So she's good. You don't want them turning up very fast when you're doing that, as the centrifugal advance will come into play too. So anyway, that's about all there is to it. Just a spike and a 1/2-inch wrench. I'm going to take the air cleaner off and frig with the carburetor a little. That should run a little smoother than that. That's actually got a little bit of a skip at low speed. So I got to look for that. I'll bring you back in a little while. Yeah, I just pulled that plug out on number one. It's got a little stumble and it idles rough. And that's a little bit lean for something that's got 20,000 miles on it. But I'll continue. We'll see if the rest of them are the same. I might actually have to richen up the idle mixture. Well, that's the rest of them out of their respective holes in line. This is the back one. This is number two. And yeah, nothing there to worry about changing a plug for. I'm not sure if, get you guys up there. This here's your 35. Just touching. Damn, these are hot. Yeah, they're all set perfect. That one's a little big. We'll set that one up a little tighter here. That one just barely makes it. Babies are hot. Yeah, that one's just right. Whew. Guess we'll get our 35 again. But it don't take much to move them. That's just right there. Just right. So there was one of them that was a little big on the gap. I'm gonna let them cool for 5 minutes. But anyway, everything looks good on this thing. I think the stumble is in the carburetor. Looks to me like a couple of cylinders might be a little on the lean side. So, yeah, those are pretty white. A little whiter than they should be for the mileage it's got. So, anyway, I'm going to get into here a little bit. I'll bring you back in a little while. Well, we put all the spark plugs back in yesterday. Took it for a test drive. Ran perfect. So I got back this morning. I'm going to put shims into this front axle. And I didn't show taking this apart. This is just one snap ring. But you see how that stops? Don't sound good either. And I mean, that takes a couple, maybe, probably 5 pounds of pressure to get that to move off of those indents. So we're going to take this lock nut right here off. Got the special tool right there. And I'm not going to show it. There's a lock nut, a washer, lock nut, or jam nut. They're both, you know, big nuts. And then the bearings will come right out. So I'll show it to you when we get it out. I'll get it washed up. And we'll see what it looks like. So, I just loosened the jam nut. I wanted you to hear this. That is pretty close to losing a bearing on the road. You know? So, anyway, I'll continue. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see that metal's crazing. Metal fatigue. So that wasn't long for this world. Good thing that I was going over it. So the other bearing from the outside is smooth as a kitty's ear. Don't see any discoloration, looks good, and the race looks good. So I'd like to just replace all of them in the front end if I can find them. But I want to have this thing going for Tuesday morning. So we'll see what's going to happen now. Also, it doesn't handle good, and the bearing wasn't loose. It wasn't to the point where it would make it handle bad. It was catchy and stuff, but and all the end of the tie rods and stuff are all tight. You know, there's no movement on nothing. But what happened was we raised the back end about almost 3 inches, 2 3/4 or something like that. And that changes the camber on the front end. And it's treacherous now at 45 miles an hour. So it would be perfect if I had a 2.5 degree camber wedge or a 2 degree, because that's probably all I lost, you know, around 2. But I got a 4, and people say that you can run up as much as 8 or so. So I'm going to put that 4 degree camber wedge in there, or not camber, caster. It's for caster. And we are going to put the thick part towards the front so that it tips the front axle back opposite from what you'd really want to do for the drive line, but I think it'll make it steer a lot better. So anyway, I've got those wedges, and I've got all kinds of U-bolts. I went and bought 4 this morning because I didn't think that I was going to get the other ones in till Monday. The ones that were supposed to be delivered Monday showed up this afternoon. So now I'm overrun with them. But I'm lacking bearings. So anyway, that's going to be it for this video till we get some bearings and stuff. And as far as putting them wedges in, just take the U-bolts off, which this is a mongrel size. I might have to go find one of them in the morning, or I may have to take one of these ones here. And I actually got to check. These look almost smaller than the back ones. But anyway, I'll see here what size that measures. And we'll come up with the right stuff. So anyway, hope everybody's keeping safe. I'll keep plugging along on this whole girl. And I'll bring you back when I get some parts, and we'll take it for a test drive, see how she goes. So we'll see you on the next one. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, keep safe, everybody.